Hey guys, morning. How you doing? Welcome to the Academy Answers podcast. And this podcast we talk about happiness, success, full potential, getting to live the life that you desire, getting to live the life of freedom, getting to live the life of happiness, embarking on that journey, figuring out that process, that life of enlightenment, that life of wealth and abundance, that life of service, that life of unique and true expression, being able to be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and experience what you want to experience. And that's what we talk about on this podcast. We understand that this podcast is not for everyone, but it's for a lot of people. The people who feel that there's something that they were meant to do, and their duty is to find a way to do that, and in the process create the life that they want, the life that they feel proud of waking up and living. And I had a discussion on my mastermind that I would like to share with you on this podcast this morning. And it is about the direction of your life. Dr. King had a famous thing that he likes to call life's blueprint. And the direction of your life is, everybody is optimized towards a certain direction. In other words, life is heading towards a certain destination. And it is not a miracle, it's not magic. I know there is the whole thing of, we are going to die. Yes, this year going to get old. That's not the direction that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the results. What will you become? What will you be? How will your life unfold? The majority of people leave this to chance. They expect things to happen for them in a certain way because they work hard, because they go to church, because they are a good person. But the problem is that the expectation is not based on their own attitude or actions of creating that outcome or that result for their lives. So in other words, people are expecting to be happy, but they want to be happy because they work hard and the company should make them happy, or because they are a good provider at home and their family should be grateful and make them happy, and because they're a good citizen in the community, so things should go right for them. And there is a part of life that people kind of try to expect that it should be autopilot, like I should take my hands off the wheel if I work hard and wealth should come to me. They should promote me, they should pay me more, the government should charge less in taxes, economics conditions should be easier, the job market should be easier, the housing market should be easier. So because they don't see themselves as having control, or because they're neglecting to put their hands on the wheel, they end up in a spot where when these things doesn't happen for them, they complain and they give up, or they excuse themselves out of taking the responsibility for creating it for themselves. So we have this mass of people, which is the vast majority of people, who have been sold a lie. For the most part, they're living in a world that no longer exists. They are expecting that hard work is the thing to do, and they're expecting that once I went to school, I got a degree, I did all they told me to do, and now I'm not having that abundance, I'm not having that that wealth, I'm not getting that career, I'm not getting that life. And it is time to wake up, though. It is time to wake up. All that has changed. No amount of blaming, complaining, regretting, reminiscing is going to bring that back. The reality of the world is that those who create, who set out to create the life they want, despite the odds, outside of everything that's happening, those who set out to create the life they want are actually the ones who will get the life they want. There is no hoping for a better way. There's no hoping for something better to happen. There's no wishing for a more improved situation in life. There are the people who realize that they have their own best interests at heart, and they are the ones who are supposed to and need to create it for themselves. And they're the people who think that somehow it should come together for them because they have followed the rules. They have done enough. Like, I've gotten a degree, that should be enough. I work hard every day, that should be enough. I am a citizen of this country, that should be enough. But that is living in a world that no longer exists. One day, incidentally, I was standing in the bank one day, and I was trying to make a withdrawal, and I got into conversation with this lady, and she said that I think the idea came up about interest, and she said, well, back in the 80s, I think she said, or 70s, my husband used to work, and we used to buy properties and sell properties, and he used to work a 9-to-5 job, a regular job. And what we would do, we would just put our money in the bank, and we'd get 16% interest on the money. At 16% interest, is just a matter of how much money you can put in for 20 years. And then your retirement would be fine. Now we have negative interest rates. How it happened, why it happened, who are the crooks, what corporations are doing, how corrupt government is, how greedy these guys are a lost cause. All of that stuff. You can argue about that to the moon and back. You're not going to change that. You cannot change that. The fact is, it is what it is. That is where you are now. The only thing that matters is your response. What are you going to do? So bring home the point of the direction of your life. The first step in determining the direction of your life. And if you don't believe in causes and effects, there's pretty much I could say this is not for you. Because if you don't believe that your own thoughts, decisions, actions, and attitude are the prime shapers of your life, then it's no use. Even if you are highly religious and you are from my religion, which is Christianity, you will be familiar with the story where God gave the guys the talent. One guy get 2, one guy get 1, another guy get 5, and he told them that he's going away with the parable of the talents. And God told about the man with the parable of the talents. That's how Jesus used to teach. And when he came back, the guy who buried his talent, he took it from him and gave the guy who doubled his. It's not about blessing. It's not about favor. It's about how you show up So if you don't believe in cause and effects, if you don't believe that your own actions, decisions, and attitude, your choices, and what you do daily shape your life, then pretty much this is not for you. But those who believe that now have to find a way to let this sink in for them and actually apply it to their lives. So therefore, the direction of your life is based on your own decisions, actions, and attitude. So you pretty much can sum up where your life is going and what are the likely outcomes of your life. The more you believe that you can control these to a large extent, is the better you are able to create that destination for yourself. And the golden thing to identify with, and for years I was planning my days by months, and most people do it by years. Most people are, next year I'm going to do that, in the new year I'm going to do that, round about next year. I was in the months stuff. February, by the end of February I should get this done, and by the end of June this should happen, and then therefore when December come around that should happen. I can't say if it worked for some people. I'm not saying that the template of my life is the template of everybody else's life, or we have the same levels of discipline. But to me, as my days unfold, as my years unfold, as I face my missed targets, as I face my failures, as I come to terms with the things that I've messed up, I realize that running years and daily goals as the starting point is actually what we used to call putting the cart before the horse. Our life is made up of minutes, seconds, minutes, hours, and days. You have to grab hold of your days and dissect it. The direction of your life depends on the direction of your days. Where your days go. Not where your weeks go, not where your months go, not where your years go. Those are the bigger multiple. You have to take the smaller subset and segments, and you have to master those. You have to manage those. You have to squeeze the result from those. You have to squeeze the result from your days. You have to navigate your days. You have to pilot your days. You have to drive your days. You have to direct your days in the direction of where you want your life to go. You have to wake up and you have to win each day. You have to go towards, you have to move towards, you have to set up your life, you have to set up your world to win each day. Some are going to slap you around, you're going to lose some, but in the end, when the year is out, you have to have won most of the days. And that will determine the direction of your life. Did you get your exercises in? Did you read something? Did you create something? Did you move your business forward? Did you take a positive step with your family? Did you take a positive step in your spirituality, in your finances? Daily. What are the 5 things? What are the 3 things that you knock out every day, that you must get in on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that you must get in on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? What will your days look like? Because what your days look like compromises your weeks. Your weeks, how they look, determine how your month turns out. And how your months are turning out ultimately accounts for your year. And your years account for your life and what your results will be. The type of person you will become. It's not about getting, it's about becoming. If you set the structures, the result comes from the structures. When you go get into your car, you're not trying to say, how do I mix air with gas and get this torture chamber kicking and my pistons going and my power steering pump fuel start moving. You don't do that. What you do, you turn the ignition on. And there's a structure that flips that ignition, that gets everything moving when that ignition switch is flipped. And that's what you're after. That is what you're after. You're after the structures and the systems in your life. When you get those right and those crank out every single day, then you will be able to be confident about the direction that your life is heading in. That's what you're going for, my friends. That's how you determine the direction of your life. That's how you take command and take control of the results that you get each day. The results that your life turn out with, that you end up with in your life. And that's what you want to do. You want to break it down. Don't leave it to months. Don't leave it to years. Don't leave it to anything else that is not about your days. Dissect it, because there's so much layers, there's so much distractions, and there's so much other things to do. If you procrastinate the days away, the months slip away from you, and when the months slip away from you, the years slip away from you. When the years slip away from you, your life slip away from you. Don't let that happen to you. For years, that has happened to me. Missing my targets because I am missing my days. Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure coming to you. If you like this one, share it with somebody. Listen it again. I appreciate you guys coming here. Have a good day. Take care. Always a pleasure. This has been the Academy Answers podcast.